Alrighty, guys, welcome to tonight's episode of Empresarios y Emprendedores. I want to share with you guys a little bit of info before I present to you tonight's guest. So, asking questions is an important part of growing as a person and as a business in the world, in the business world. There's a common misconception that asking is a sign of weakness and that you're not smart enough. That's not true. Studies have shown that asking well thought out questions is a sign of intelligence. It's also one of the traits successful people have in common. Now, asking the right questions to entrepreneurs can lead to the business or career of your dreams. It also offers you an opportunity to learn from other people's mistakes so you don't repeat them. It's also the quickest way to learn what works and what doesn't work. With that said, are all entrepreneurs willing to share that knowledge? Most definitely not. But that's the reason why we are here. So my name is Enrique Flores, owner of La Casa de las Flores. You can visit us anytime you want in Mesa, Arizona. And today I'm ecstatic to have as our first guest a wolf, an immense drive, a jack of all trades, a master of many. From being a DJ to a dance choreographer, a songwriter and singer, event planner, food hustler from his own front yard, to being a food truck owner, not just one, but of multiple food trucks, creator of a very successful food park movement, and now a restaurant owner, and much more. So everyone, please, let's welcome Octavio from Naughty Tacos.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ¿Cómo estamos?
Hey, man.
Gracias.
It's an honor to have you here. You and I have, exchanged words and tips. This is also to show people that even though we are in the same realm, in the same industry, that we can always help each other out,
Yeah,
I think for sure it has been seen more. I know there's a lot of people that have always supported me, people that I don't even know that also sell food, and that we both know, and that they have always kind of shown that support. And I think that's really awesome. Like I don't have any negative talk about much people, how people may think that, it's competition. No, I think a lot of us feel the struggles that we go through, because it's a bitch, it's a tough realm, and I think we understand each other and we're compassionate, and so I think we are really able to feel each other.
Yes.
I'm going to prepare for you today. This is called our Boca de Dragón. Okay. It's one of our special cocktails that we have at La Casa de las Flores. So as I kind of do my thing, I would like for you to share a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, what high school you went to. I'm interested about that because we, without knowing, have a little bit of closeness there. So again, share to the people there a little bit about who you are.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Octavio Suarez, and I am creator and owner of Naughty Tacos. I am raised here in California, pero soy de Guerrero.
Okay,
Guerrero,
nice.
Okay, and I went to high school on 23rd Avenue and Glendale. I always say where it's at because nobody knows where Washington High School is at. That's where I graduated from.
Real quick, bro.
Washington High School.
What part of California in specific?
At Corona.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Corona.
I'm from Pasadena, California. I grew up in San Diego, across the border in TJ, which we'll learn more about, later on in the future. And then also, if you remember or not, I'm from 35th and Dunlap. So when I got here from Tijuana, I went to Cortez High School, which is, kind of rival of Washington.
Yes.
So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more later on. And tell us a bit more. So you went to Washington, you said?
Yeah, graduated. Didn't go to college. Just started my DJ business right after high school. I turned 18. Went to a party one time and I was like, you know what? I like the music stuff, so let me try it out. And then I grew my business from there.
Sweet.
And to where I even opened my own venue. Yes, took me about 13 years though.
Wow.
It was a while.
13 years, you see. Some people believe that it happens from one day to the other, but it definitely does not. It is a long process.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's probably anything I've learned from all this entrepreneurship. It's patience.
For sure.
Patience, man. Patience is the biggest deal.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and patience, but also I want to share with you guys a quote from American writer and entrepreneur Mark Twain. He said that the secret of getting started, it's simply getting started, and it's a long path, we just have to keep on that patience and that commitment, that drive of keep on going no matter how many times we fall, we just have to keep on going,
Yes.
and eventually, hopefully, we can reach those goals. So thank you for sharing that. So now that you have kind of shared that a little bit, you did mention that you started your DJ business, and obviously you're here because of what your brand Naughty Tacos is now.
Yes.
And I do want to know more about that, and I want everyone to know or to learn about that. But how did Naughty Tacos begin, and where did that idea come from? And also, even me myself, I know that I don't know if you use both names or if how one thing went to the other, because I know you also have or had the name of Los Tacos Malcriados.
Spanish, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the same thing, if you use both or not, or what's the deal there?
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
So Naughty Tacos, it's just, of course, we got some really provocative names for menu items and whatnot. That's why it's called Naughty Tacos. And it actually used to be a little bit crazier because now that you're saying that Los Tacos Malcriados, which started in front of my house, those names were, I'm telling you, like, those names were offensive,
No
but
way.
people were coming no matter what.
Okay.
That's where that started. But I've always wanted to start a restaurant, I guess. I always thought I was going to have a burger shop when I was small.
Interesting.
I was like, one day I'll have a burger shop or something with food, So I started cooking in the front of my house, and people started coming. They started showing up, and we started selling tacos. And the idea of Naughty Tacos or Los Tacos Malcriados is because I always wanted to have provocative names, no matter what, something different, something to stand out the box. And when I was naming, I remember we were in a little campfire at my house. And when I was naming all these names, because I still have them on my notes. I still have all the restaurant, like Los Tacos Chingones, Los Tacos Perrones, and this and that, So when I had a whole list going down with my friends, we all were coming up with ideas until one of my friends was like, bro, he's like, it's just crazy, bro. It's like, está malcriado todo. He's like, just Los Tacos Malcriados, or what the fuck, me dice así, And I'm like, bro, that's it. I was like, Los Tacos Malcriados, that's exactly what we're going to call it. Let's do it, So so that's where we started it, right there in the front yard.
That's badass.
And in Spanish, Los Tacos Malcriados, of course.
That's cool. That's awesome how all of that stuff, just falls into place,
Yeah.
And now look where you're at, that's totally awesome. So obviously that's how the brand started. Now, again, the purpose of this podcast that we want to be able to give to our guests is to some knowledge, So, for example, either if they already have their own business or if they want to start their own business, but based on that, do you have any knowledge that you would be able to share to our viewers as to, okay, you came up with the name Tacos Malcriados, so what happens next? Like, let's say you have the idea, you have the name, what goes after that? Like, how do you check if you're able to even use that name, if not, if it's available?
So, from what I remember from the process was that we went to check on a Secretary of State website, and then since it was available, so we went ahead and we got it. We did Los Tacos Malcriados, and then my idea was that I could translate it in English depending on the crowd that I was going to be able to pull, because it was sometimes it's either you're just pulling all the Latinos or all the American people. It just depends, So I wanted a name that's going to be able to be said in English the right way. So we did Los Tacos Malcriados, but doing business as Naughty Tacos, DBA.
Okay.
So we were kind of like testing both waters, a ver cuál va a funcionar más, cuál se va a escuchar mejor, and Los Tacos Malcriados was good, pero when I said it in English, Naughty Tacos, it picked up like fast,
For sure.
like wildfire. So everybody's like, Naughty Tacos, what is that? So, ya iban a nuestro Instagram, checaban el menu y pues se reían or whatever. Ya miraban por qué se llama Naughty Tacos.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, and for all of our viewers, in the descriptions, we will be also placing some of these examples as to where you could go to do some of these things.
Yes.
So just as you mentioned, you went and you got some help, asked some people around. But for those that are curious, if you have a name that you just thought up of and you have an idea of a business that you may want to consider opening, you can always go to the Arizona Corporate Commission, and we'll post that link for you guys there if you guys don't know what this is. But you guys can go on there, and it's a database that you guys can go there and search. You guys can search if that name is available. If it is available, it'll show you who the owner could be, possibly, or what entity owns that name. And if it is available, then that's it, man. Then you got it.
Yes.
You just kind of follow the process and pay the fee. and that name now is just stored away for you to use either the following week, the next month, in 5 years. I mean, I'm sure there's a timeline as to how long it can sit there. But now at
Yes.
least you're protected it. That way nobody beats you either to that idea or to that name.
Or takes it. Yeah, and another thing I want to add to that is that don't forget, guys, even though if your name does pop up on there, let's just say I went to go search Naughty Tacos, and it did pop up on there, you got to keep doing some more research because that name could probably have been taken from somebody who wanted to start something years ago, but they didn't follow through. So they're willing to either sell you it or they're willing to give it up because they're not using it. So it's always something good to go and check with them.
Bro,
Yep.
I think I remember you posted some stuff like that sometime, that there was some, is that true or no? Or do I remember wrong that there was someone in a different state that maybe had a similar name that was trying to maybe start some beef there, or no?
It was actually the. I didn't even post it. It's just a lot of people were posting that it was the devil emojis.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
like, that doesn't even matter. It's all good.
Oh, okay, okay.
I've never really been worried about anything like that.
Sure, okay. And plus yours has your own little touch to it, I think, also.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it represents whatever I made up for it. So and if people could identify themselves with Naughty Tacos and what it is that I do, that's all I'm worried about.
Sure.
That's all you need. That's all anybody needs to worry about. It's just
Yeah.
make sure you create your brand and go along with your brand and do whatever you can for your brand, so that way that everybody recognizes it for who you are or what you made it.
Exactly. Yeah, and like I said, just make sure you guys protect it and just pay that little fee, and just kind of save it there. For example, I myself, I have multiple names that I actually have saved of just different ideas,
Yeah.
I probably have like a list of like 12 different names. I was like, damn, like this might be a good name for a barbershop. Like I have no idea if I'm ever going to open a barbershop.
Just like me, I have like 6 names for a restaurant de mariscos.
Ooh.
If I ever open one,
Okay.
And they're good names.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's the entrepreneurial mindset right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
You gotta write down the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, for those that know, when we started with our first taco shop, which was Los Sabrosos Tacos. And, that's one of them that I had. And when we were first brainstorming about what names to give to that business, we had a couple other ideas, And I know that my partner, secured some names. I secured some. I was like, damn, well, if it doesn't work, or if I want to open up another one later on, will I have this name saved? Like you said, and there are either some funny names or some creative names that they're kind of just sitting there because, who knows what can happen in the future, We can possibly later on tap into there. And then, boom, vámonos,
Yep,
That's
exactly.
awesome. I have a question also kind of related to this. I know when we started our business, Los Tacos at first, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of people would say, hey, well, you have to create a business plan. And I had no idea what a business plan was. And a bunch of videos would say the same thing. You have to create a business plan. You have to study. You have to analyze either where you're going to sell at, to who, and all that stuff. And I was like, whatever. So to be honest, now, years later of where we are now, I really see the importance of that. And I think you and I kind of started the same way, but did you at any time create a business plan, or what did your initial business plan or idea look like?
I don't know if I even created any plan that was like a master plan or anything like that. The only thing that I can tell you that was very important to us, because, like you said, one of the best things you can do is just get started, And I remember my wife and I, we had made the decision to, what was it? What year was it? Was it 2017,
Okay.
right? We made the decision to close all our doors, to our friends, to family, to whoever we can. We wanted to start from zero. And I guess our business plan was that, save our money, stop going out. We even lived in our 2 apartment and a home that we were renting with no furniture or anything like that, because we just wanted to save our money and like start our DJ business, because at that time we were starting the DJ business. And that's pretty much all our business plan, man. We just decided to really focus on what we wanted 3 years from that date, And that's probably like one of the hardest things to do, is to commit to something that you don't even know if it's going to work, but for that long. But as you can see, it worked out. So
yeah, for sure.
We're definitely excited.
Just change that mindset, and like you said, it's sacrificing those things, and having that vision for the future. That's a big thing to do, a hard thing to do. It's not easy. And I myself went through that stage too. I was doing certain things before this, and I sacrificed friends, sacrificed my social life. And now people ask us, oh man, like like, how'd you get to that point? Well, chingándole,
Yeah, it's hard.
like we let go of connections, of people,
Everything.
And so again, this is an example as to what I'm trying or what we're trying to share to people out there. Well, I want you to here get a little break,
Yes.
kind of try out
Right there.
the drink, and again, Boca de Dragón at La Casa de las Flores. A little bit of
Oh.
mezcal with that little spicy kick. Man, this drink is one of my favorite ones.
You said 3 drinks, right? We're getting 'Cause
For sure, bro. I'm gonna.
This thing is good.
Yeah, so this little drink has that nice little spicy kick to
Yeah.
it. I just love it. Also, so going back to that business aspect, this is also a question that actually I was just talking to somebody during the week that they sent me a message on Instagram, because I actually posted on my personal Instagram a question about taxes, because it's tax season right now.
Yeah.
And I was asking if there's anyone that wanted to do some tax credits, because some people are either have to pay or not pay anyways. So someone asked me if they could, even if it was a business or a business or just for personal. So that's my question to you. Again, do you have any knowledge to give to this? Because there's people that have asked me if, for example, there's certain businesses, entities. So there is LLCs, there are, partnerships, there's C Corps, S Corps, there's different things. Do you have any knowledge as to that, as to maybe what your business is at the moment and any reason why it is a certain type?
So ours is a LLC as well, but I'm not sure what it is that we have on for our taxes, because that's actually not even part of the things that I do for our company, since it has grown since then.
For sure.
You learn to step away from some of the things, and some other people handle this and
For
handle
sure.
that. But one thing I can tell you guys, and this is going to be the most important thing, okay, because a lot of people try to avoid paying taxes and they want to go ahead and slide the cash under the table or whatever. Don't do that, guys, because especially if you wanted to become an entrepreneur, right, and you want to just open your business and you want to expand your business and you want to make it huge and you want to make it freaking go to other states and all that stuff, you need to report every single sale that you're making, because whoever you're paying taxes to or whatever it is, they need to see that you're actually making all this money. Because if you want to get loans in the future, they're going to let you borrow however much you want. If you want to open another restaurant, they're going to trust you. You need to be able to show that you're making all this money. So stop taking shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? Take all the payments through card, through Toast, through your POS system, through whatever it is, and report every single thing that you do. Do not take shortcuts, because at the end of the day, when you want to open another business, you're not gonna have no income to show for it. So don't take shortcuts, guys. That's one of the pieces of advice I could give you guys right now.
Yeah, that's for sure very true, because just like you mentioned, and that's one of the questions here, that if you ever plan to either expand or if you need some franchise or some just financial help, even if you're starting, doesn't matter if you, to be honest, it does not matter if you have $100,000 in the bank. Certain banks or certain companies won't work with you because you have no credit history.
Yep.
So just as you have your personal history, businesses have their own credit history. And if you want to go get a loan to open up a second location or to do remodelations or whatever it is, you have to present those taxes informations and show how much you have generated, how much you have paid to whoever you have to pay, if you have paid.
Yep.
If not, then they will shut you down so quick that you won't know what the heck hit you.
Yep.
So
every time.
that's very important. But same thing with us. I mean, even for me, it's still an LLC. The conversation I was having with my cousin also, he has a different type of business. He owns his own towing company.
Okay.
And I believe his is like an S Corp. And there's different reasons as to why. And that's going to be one special episode that I want to later explain to you guys as to why is it better to have one thing over the other, either an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp. And it's all just related between, how you get paid, if you have workers, under you, if you pay yourself, if you don't pay yourself, how you file taxes, different things like that. That for sure later, there's one whole episode that I want to focus just on that, so that we can, again, like I said, help those people who are either just starting or already have started, because there's different advantages and disadvantages. And for that, you can always ask your CPA. Again, just like how I started in the beginning, asking questions. That's something that I was very bad at. I was very shy always to ask questions. And now it's funny because now I have the good tendency of asking stupid questions. I'm always asking stupid
Yeah, because
questions.
you want to know.
Yeah,
You want to learn.
either if it's with my partner or with anyone that I can think of, even if it's one of my coworkers. Not I don't always like to say employees, but one of my coworkers, people that I work with, in the restaurant or wherever. I say, hey, like stupid question, or hey, like ahí te va la pregunta estúpida del día, and then I just ask
Yeah.
a stupid question, and that's how you learn.
Yep.
And I really want to say that is how I have learned many things about this business, about life in general, and that has really helped me to get through many things.
Yes.
Based on that, I want to do a little shift. There's a quote here from American businessman and founder of the Rouse Company, James Rouse. It says, "Profit is not the legitimate purpose of a business." So I want you guys to kind of sponge that in a little bit. So profit is not the legitimate purpose of a business. The legitimate purpose of a business is to provide a product or a service that people need and do it so well that it becomes profitable. And I think that's something that you have really done. So for example, obviously there's food places everywhere. There is a lot of competition everywhere.
Yes.
But however, with you, you have been able to get this need of people, because everyone has to eat, right? That's one of our main things that we need to survive, obviously. But you have gotten this concept, of eating and just turned it around completely and made it into your own thing. And it's just freaking awesome because you blew up, man, like through social media. I still remember that when we kind of first started talking a couple years ago, and when I started my business, I was like, damn, like this guy's skyrocketing,
Yeah.
He literally got this same concept that I have. I'm selling tacos, he's selling tacos. He's freaking blasting to the roof, so that's freaking awesome. So I want you to share a little bit, and you did a little bit in the beginning. If you want to add a little bit more detail, but share to the public, how do you differentiate your business from others in the market? What do you do that sets you apart from everyone else, from myself or from other people that sell food? I mean, what is that you do? What is it that Naughty Tacos brings to the table?
So actually, that's a big question and a big deal, just because a lot of people tell me, and I'm sure they've told you, they told every single restaurant, man, you got the best tacos, right?
For sure.
You've
For
heard that
sure.
before. You've got the best food. You got the best
For
enchilada,
sure.
the best of this.
That's
The
funny.
thing is, my answer to those people is always this: we don't have the best of anything, Unless the entire world tried your tacos and tried my tacos, and then they decided, then okay. But we don't have the best of anything. What we do have is the will to be able to sell this food that everybody else is selling. So what are we doing? We're trying our hardest on social media to get the word out there.
sure.
Okay? Because I'm sure there's 1,000 restaurants that are gonna sell a way better quesadilla than I am, way better quesadilla, way better taco de asada, and I don't have a problem with that, because everybody's entitled to their opinion, what they want to eat. As long as there's still customers walking through my door, that's all I'm worried about.
Exactly.
But how do we make that happen? How do we stay on top? It's not so much that it's a huge difference. It's just more that I'm just out there with a loud mouth trying to get the word out there and trying to tell everybody and trying to get ourselves known, that it has worked and it has drawn a lot of traffic.
For sure.
Aside, of course, from the naughty names and all the funny stuff, right? But then that also helps for the videos and the social media. You just got to get creative.
For sure.
As creative as possible.
That's completely true. Again, I have had tons of people tell me, "Oh, you have the best mole." Like you said, okay, thank you, But it's not like if they've tried everyone else's mole, But at least that's the way that I promote it. Or when people go to my restaurant for the first time and they ask for recommendation, I always go with the mole because that's something like safe to go to. It's nice. It's sweet.
Something you're proud of.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's funny, and that leads to my next question actually. And you kind of hit it a little bit, but how is it that you acquire new customers and you retain those existing ones? Because I know that you're always, obviously we're both always trying to find new clients, get more people, new people in the door, but not just get new people in the door, but retain those regulars and have them keep on coming, keep them happy. And before you answer that, this man here, before we started recording or while we were setting up, he was hustling. He was making a video, and you guys are gonna see it. I think he just posted it. He said, let's check how many views we have or whatever by the time they were done with this. That's the hustle, guys. It's like nonstop. Eat, sleep, drink this business. Whatever you want to do, you have to just chingarle, 100%.
Yep.
Literally, he was sitting here. He did his voiceover over the video. Boom, uploaded it, and right now it's live, and we'll see, where it is by the time that we're done with this. And you did mention it, getting creative. We were talking, and you said that it's gonna be Valentine's Day tomorrow. Everyone's talking about being in love and getting ready for going on your date. Well, nah, man, you completely changed that switch and went a different route and tried to hit los dolidos, and did an awesome creation right before you came in here. So that's freaking awesome. So again, tell me a little bit about what do you do to acquire those new customers and also to retain those existing ones?
So the new customers, like I said, is always going to be social media. It's going to be one of your main sell point right now. The next thing is you got to be able to give that great customer service and then quality. You have to worry about quality. I'm going to give you guys an example. There was this restaurant who opened right close to my house, very close, right there on 43rd Avenue and Dunlap. Mm-hmm. We went there the first day. They had amazing tacos, right? The salsa was good. Everything was good. They had just recently opened. We went the next day, and the salsas estaban echadas a perder. So right there and then, they lost the whole customer because of the consistency. They got to be able to keep that consistency.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's the key thing, to always have to make sure that you're just keeping that consistency. And is there any specific apps that you use either to do your recording or your marketing or anything on your phone? Because obviously everything's on our phones. I always have my phone, and we're always working. Again, you were just working on your phone before we walked in here. But what's your 3 top mobile apps that you would say that you work with?
Honestly, I only use one, and that's going to be called InShot.
Oh, okay.
InShot. It's a free download.
Wow, nice.
If you want to buy it, I think it's probably like $30 if I'm not mistaken, unless the price went up. But honestly, it's nothing expensive. It's really, really worth it. There's tutorials for it. You guys can learn how to use it on YouTube, on Instagram itself. But that app right there, man, is my best friend. That app helped me do everything.
Wow, man. And just like I said, even if it is $30, guys, remember, it is an investment. It's what's going to be giving you and providing to you, to your business, that influx of money, I mean, it's una inversión, it has to be done, It has to be done. It's worth every penny. And that's funny because I have it on my phone and I haven't really used it. But I guess I should try and get more familiarized with it. For sure, that's awesome. And you did mention earlier also a little bit, I believe, but there's one key thing that I do want to share with everyone because there's people that ask like, hey, should I do this by myself or should I find a partner? And I was going to share before, I didn't want to interrupt you, but it's super important if you're going to partner with something, you have to really find an actual partner. For example, just because you have a compadre or a friend or a cousin that has the cash, he's like, oh man, like I have this cash here, like I have 50,000 grand, like, or 50,000, like let's go start something, like you have to make sure that you understand who you're going to go into business with. Because, for example, if you guys both share the same qualities, if you guys share both the same disadvantages, then that's not a good partnership because then you're going to be lacking. And you mentioned about, because when it was when I asked you about the taxes and you said that you weren't sure because that's not something that you handle. That's awesome. That's great because at least that's something that you don't deal with because now you can work on what you're good at, which is the marketing, the video doing, and maybe your partner's the one that handles more of that part or whoever you decide to delegate that to.
Yes.
But that's what's awesome. And that's why I have learned that, for example, with my partners or in the different businesses, that there's things that I'm good at and there's things that my partner's good at. And then that's how we really work together and we're able to drive and do these advancements.
Yes.
So can you share to us a little bit about that? I mean, any tips you can do as to would you prefer to go solo or find a partnership? Anything that you can?
Well, so in my case, I started off solo with my wife, so I would have to call her a partner for now just because, when you're married, you do have, that is your partner. And when you're going into business, unless you're doing it by yourself and she doesn't want to know anything about it, well, that is your business partner, basically. But like you said, and it's like anything, communication is key. You have to be able to communicate before anything gets done. You have to be able to come to an agreement, what works, what doesn't work. Why do you think it works? Why do I think it doesn't work? All of that good stuff. But as long as you have that communication and respect more than anything, everything will work out. But yes, you're right. Do not go into business with just anybody. And if you do go into business, like I said, if you're gonna be selling chocolates in a esquina, or if you're just gonna be doing Valentine's Day gifts in a esquina, and you want to go at it with your tia or your cousin or your tío or whatever, go for it. But if you're really gonna dedicate yourself to this business and want to turn it into a franchise, and you want it to grow and you want it to bring you income, then you got to take it serious. Whoever you're gonna be able to partner with, you got to be able to have a contract in between you guys. You know, get your lawyers involved if
Sure.
you can. You know what I'm saying? Your attorneys, whatever it is that you got to do to protect yourself, because believe it or not, and it's not just saying that, like, I'm not going to say money changes people or anything like that, but when there starts being money involved, funny stuff starts happening too. So you got to be able to protect yourself. And it doesn't matter who, because honestly, at the end of the day, it could even happen to yourself. Like, you might see a little bit more money, you're going to be like acting stingy or something. You don't know.
For sure.
You know, so whoever you're going in business with, just make sure you guys are gonna jot it down, and then respect that piece of paper that you guys are both gonna sign, because this whole thing, like even my partner says, this is like a marriage when you're partnering with somebody for business. You know, you have your own personal beliefs. I have mine. There's ways that you run things. There's ways that I run things. There may be some ways that you talk to your customers a certain way, or your employees. I might handle it a little different, you know. And those are the things you guys always got to sit down, have meetings, and talk about to make sure that you guys are all on common ground. You guys are not going to fight or argue with each other, because that throws everything off. But yeah, as long as you guys agree with your partner. So yes, choose the right partner, guys, because you guys don't want to just go into business with just any bozo in your family or any bozo, you know, of your friends or anything like that.
For sure.
Just because they have more money than you or whatever, it doesn't really mean anything.
For sure. Yeah, no, and what you just mentioned, especially in the starting points, when you guys start, all it takes is to grab a piece of paper, you know, and jot down, you know, the ideas. And this is part of that business plan that we talked about.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go back to that, because I'm also going to add on here some links that could benefit some of you guys as to what a business plan is and what you can follow, what steps to do, because this is very important. Because in the initial stages, if it's going to take you, again, $60,000 to start up this business, and you both go halfways, now you have to create this paper and say, all right, man, well, we went in this halfways. Once the profit starts coming, it's going to come halfways, you know, 50-50.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe I put in $40,000, you put in $20,000. Well, hey, man, well, let's split this 60, 40, whatever it is going to be, depending on the roles, depending on how much you're going to do, how much I'm going to do. Because what happens is once that money starts coming in and disagreements start also arising, then that's when the issues happen, and that's not cool, you know, because now the work environment is just tense. People are not on the same page, so that's why it's needed to be clear since day one, who's gonna do what, and who's gonna take what roles, and how much of the cake you're gonna take. You know, and things can change, you know, and things will change always, but all that has to always be nice and set clear, you know, that way there is no issues. Again, like me with my partner, you know. My partner, I can say, is kind of hot-headed at times. And so I have learned to manage, you know, or say, all right, well, let me step away, or let me consider what he said. I may take it into consideration. I may not, you know. But again, at the end of the day, to be honest, we work together and we figure it out, and then we just keep on going. Yep. So that's awesome. Now, I know that when you start with your tacos, you started skyrocketing. And is there anything that you did in specific as to how you were able to handle such a fast growth? Because I feel like you guys kind of exploded and you guys were busy as heck. I remember the videos over on 43rd that you would post, like people lined up, you know, around the corners, freaking in the rain, people con los umbrellas waiting around. Like I would drive through there and like, damn, like holy smokes, like what did you come up with? What strategy did you do to manage all that? Because I know, like when I get busy, like during our rush hours at the restaurant, I'm not saying chinga like that, like going everywhere. Like I can only imagine you guys working in that space. Like what can you share from that experience?
Man, it's so much. You know, if there's anything that I could tell you guys, is just come up with a plan. Every time something like that is blowing up,
expect the worst.
Yeah, expect the worst. You know, take some breathers and all that stuff, because I think that's where we went wrong, you know, and I have to admit that, is that we grew so fast that the only thing that we were worried about, honestly, is like, how do we make more birria?
Oh, snap.
You know, how do we make more pots? How do we freaking cook this much? You know, because I went from cooking a little pot to like pounds and pounds and pots. And that's all we were worried about. So we kind of lost so much that we could have learned, that we could have um, gained from the experience of being so busy, you know. But I think
Just being ready.
I think where we got stuck, and like I said, I'm being completely honest, and we were just trying to generate as much money as we could because we're like, holy crap, you know, we would open at 11 a.m. and the line will be probably about maybe 150 people by like 10 a.m. You know,
Wow.
so all we thought about was like, okay, we cannot sell out. Our thing was never to sell out. We cannot sell out.
For
guys.
sure, for sure.
We have to produce and produce and produce until our feet hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
And we did that every single time. And remember, we're all only open every Sunday, and it got like that. Only on Sundays we did it for a few months.
Yeah, I would hate when we would sell out, bro. Like
Yeah.
when we had los tacos and los sabrosos.
Yes, that's a bad idea.
Oh man, like I would hate when we would run out of carne asada or when we would run out of adobada. I'm like, damn, I would feel so bad, like so like disappointed in myself and not on the team, you know, obviously, but like just overall, I'm like, damn, like why were we not ready? You know, like how come we did
Yes.
not? And in this business, you don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes it's busy, it's slow. You just never know. But it would just like hit me. I'm like, damn it, like why were we not ready? You know. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel you.
That was definitely always worry.
Yeah, for sure. And so again, we talked about, you know, having partners, and we talked about, you know, things that we have to deal with by ourselves. And I do want to share that this quote that I did see online. It says, "To be strong, we have to be strong enough to stand alone." You know, because just like you mentioned, you know, you let go of people, you let go of things. So we have to learn to be strong enough to stand alone. Be yourself enough to be or to stand apart, which I think you do awesome. You stand apart from many just because of your ideas, your thoughts, your actions. So again, be strong enough to stand alone, be yourself enough to stand apart, but be wise enough to stand together when the time comes. And that's when that comes into place about either your partner or about linking with someone in your same realm and just, you know, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts. Because remember, many times you will be alone. And it is very difficult to run a business being alone, because that's when stress can hit you, depression can hit you real quick. Not everything's perfect. Not everything's, you know, just driving around in fancy trucks, fancy cars, you know. This business is not for the weak, you know. So based on that, bro, tell me a little bit, how do you manage stress, or what motivates you to keep going? Because I know that this business is tough.
Well, man, it's funny you asked that, because I'm actually going through it right now, believe it or not. You know, just a couple of months ago, my one of my employees, she was like, "Hey, Octavio," she's like, "How are you doing today?" You know, I was like, "I'm okay." You know, I was just sitting there working on some videos.
Sure.
And she asked me that question. She goes, "Hey, so when do you have time to like think or whatever, you know, or like, you know, think about everything that you're doing, everything's going on and stuff like that?" And I answered her right away. But after I answered her, man, that literally hit me, because I was like, oh, well, you know, whenever I drive home, you know, I listen to music or whatever. That's when I have time to unwind and chill and relax. And then I'm like, holy crap, my drive home is only 10 minutes, you know? I'm like, so literally I only have 10 minutes to myself.
Wow.
It's very stressful. You got to deal when you have employees, when you have this business, I'm sure you know, having employees, man, is like having a whole different family. You got to know,
Sure.
you know, this employee likes this employee likes to be talked like this employee doesn't like this. You have to be able to know them. And then you get home, then you got your wife, then you got your kids, and then it's so much that you go through, and it's really easy to lose your head. You know what I'm saying? I guess at the end of the day, you just got to remember, because this is what I keep telling myself. It's like, man, I got this far. Like,
Yeah.
why don't I just take a breather? I feel like that's what I'm doing, you know, taking a little breather, and then continue and get even further. You know, I feel like, you know, we're climbing a ladder or whatever. You know, it's okay to stop, look back, look down, and be like, yo, you know, I got this far. Let me keep going. You know, let me keep going. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not for the weak. You gotta really, really stay strong for yourself, for your employees, for your business, for your social media, because social media can really, really drain you.
For sure.
And more importantly, for your family, man, for your
Sure.
family. You know, you gotta have time for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's tough, you know, and I try to do it once in a while, and we're all so busy. And I'm not sure if you caught it or not, but I did text you the other day, and I didn't text you just because I want to see where we were with the podcast, but I noticed that you weren't so active.
Yes.
And I remember the day that you went to my restaurant and you willingly went for whatever reasons you went to, but you gave me some great tips. And every day I remember that. And actually, I was trying to mention this to Cecilia earlier, our young lady here behind the cameras, for production. Great, 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 great part of our crew. But you told me that we have to keep adding stories, and Cecilia has said this, that people watch the story so much, and so my goal is that when somebody opens up their phone or their Instagram, that La Casa de las Flores or that Naughty Tacos is the first one that pops up.
Yep.
Right. But what does it take? It takes us time to be uploading stuff to our stories, right?
Yes.
So I just noticed that you weren't so active, and I texted you just to check how you were, because I'm always under stress too, and we're always dealing with stuff, and I'm like, man, if I'm going through this, he has to be going through this as well.
Yeah.
Let me check up on him and let me just see if things are good, and if things are not good, a reminder that we have to stop being so hard with each other, because I'm very hard on myself on different things, and again, I just want to be able to tell you, again, personally here, and to several people out there, that I'm here for you, bro. If ever needed, like, we're a text away, a call away. I know that at times we want to visit each other to our own businesses and we can't, but I can definitely feel what you're feeling through at times, and it's hard, man. Like, we all go through our own stuff, and it's not easy.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you know what? I guess that we're still out here. We're still out here, and we're happy. And I think it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. I guess I've been feeling like I'm unsuccessful. And those people who are successful usually get to the point where they feel like they're unsuccessful, that they're stuck or whatever it is. And you guys are all gonna get to that. So when you guys do, just remember that it's okay to kick back. Look back and see what it is that you've done, and just be happy about what it is that you accomplished. And then take a break, man. Take a break, just and then go from there. See what happens. Not
being so hard on ourselves, because at times I'm like, man, like, where did all my money go? Like, I sometimes I go back and I'm like, man, I had so much money at one point. Where'd it go? And I'm like, I'm in my office and I'm like, oh man, like, what happened? But then I remember, I chill, I go outside, I literally sit on the floor of the parking lot, bro, and I look at my storefront. And I'm like, damn, like, I have to be more proud of this, like I have to give myself and my team and everyone around me more credit,
Yeah.
And same thing to you, like, you have done so much, and throughout so many years, you have to be proud of yourself, because not anyone can go through this, the way that we do, So props to you, man. Kind of going back on those questions about the business, and I've been mentioning a little bit about money, but in the beginning, how did you fund your business? I know that you, for example, you drive some badass trucks, you bought your trailer. How did all that come? Like, did you have money saved? Did you sell your cat? Like how did that come to?
So that's actually something I would have to say I'm kind of proud of. We never had to borrow money or get a loan or anything like that. I remember my wife and I, we sold all of our DJ equipment. Okay. No, wait, hold on. We had $10,000 saved to buy our first trailer, right? Okay. And the first trailer costed us probably about $35,000.
Correct. Yeah.
We didn't have the other $25,000, but we gave the $10,000. And me and her, we looked at each other and we were like, "Yo, we're screwed here. We better come up with the rest of the money." So what do? We just started working harder or whatever at our venue, selling more packages and all that good stuff. Started selling some DJ equipment or whatever. They took 3 months to build our trailer, and by that third month, we had that little bit of money to give to them. We got it, but I guess this is where I would say we I'm not gonna say we got lucky, but this is where it unfolded for us. And why? Because of social media, because of the hustling that I did through social media. I never had to look for money elsewhere, because all the funding was coming through those customers that were just coming every day, lining up. So we would get a little bit of money and then boom, invest it. We bought a van, we bought a second trailer, we bought tents, we bought tables and chairs and bell tracks to like make the lines and like. everything that we got, that's one thing I can tell you guys, is that we threw it back into the company every single time. We didn't go buy no nice shoes, no nice clothes, no nice hats, nothing like that. We didn't go shopping. No, we invested every single thing back. A different hielera, aguas frescas, buckets. I'm telling you, we just went all out. Just invested back into our company because it was giving us money back. And, you know, and for young entrepreneurs, don't make that mistake. Don't make money and then go spend it on crap. No, save it, put it aside, because your business, in order for you to make more money, your business needs, you know, more income to grow and all that good stuff. So, yeah, invest your money back into the business.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. When we first started with our taco truck, same thing, you know, our taco truck cost us about $40,000, you know, around there. Mm-hmm. So young entrepreneurs, just like you said, you guys have to understand, you have to have some backflow to feed into the business.
Yep.
Because just because you say, oh man, you know, I came up with this money, I have these $50,000, you know, I want to do this. It's more than that, you know, because, okay, you bought your truck, you bought the equipment, let me start working. And who knows, something might go wrong, you might get sick. And just remember, as a business owner, you are always the last one to get paid. You first have to take care of all of your people. You have to buy all of the inventory. You have to take care of all the expenses. Hopefully the intention is for the business to cover all that. But especially in the initial stages, if that's not the case, well, where's all this money coming from? There's no one else on top of you. You're the top one now. So you have to now take more out of your savings or go work more, go sell more things and figure it out. Because if you don't figure it out, then that's when the issues start. So that's also part of that business plan. Do you have money saved? How much do you have to spend initially on all the equipment, on everything you need? Once you're gone through that budget, you still have to have a certain amount in the back of the bank or in the back, you know, to have just in case of any emergencies, you know.
Yes.
So I know, like you said, your trailer cost $35,000 around there, and you know you had a truck, I believe. But how many trailer or trucks or trailers do you have now currently right now?
Two.
Two. Okay.
Yes.
I think you had more at one point, right? And then you sold some, or
we sold one. And we still got the original taco cart.
Nice.
But we sold one because, man, it's a lot to handle. After we opened a restaurant, we sold it.
Okay, yes. Cool, yeah. Which makes sense, you know, because now you have the restaurant, and if you had three of them, now again, imagine you have to now. I assume for each traila you would have what, maybe 4 or 5 people, 6 people working it.
Three.
Okay, so 3, 6, 9. That's 9 people you have to be paying now. You know, and that's a lot to overlook, you know. And obviously now with that you went from the taco trucks into the restaurant, and that's a whole different juggernaut.
Yes.
I know that when we went from the taco truck to the restaurant, man, it was a whole different story. I still never forget that there was one day I was in my office, and it never hit me until this day that where I was at. Like, I was in my office, I was doing payroll, like the night was over, everyone left, I locked the doors, I sat back. It's like, holy cow, like, there's 14 people on my payroll. Like, this business, everything around us is responsible to keep these 14 families, you know, like, exactly. on their feet. Yep. Like, that's when it hit me about how big this responsibility is. Huge. I'm like, man, like, and that's scary, to be honest.
Yes,
if you don't have thick skin, you know, that is actually pretty scary to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely.
Do you have any other plans for growth for the future? I mean, are you guys kind of still focusing just on the restaurant, or do you have anything that you would like to share if you're thinking of expanding or not at the moment, or how's it looking right now?
Yes. No, we're thinking of expanding. Of course, that's everybody's goal, is just to keep expanding. But like I said, right now, what we're doing is we're taking our time. We are figuring out what we really want to do with the restaurant, because if you remember correctly, in a trailer, we used to only sell quesadillas and birria ramen, and that was it. Now that we're in a restaurant, we got the chicken fries, we got carne asada fries, we got burritos, breakfast burritos, we got all that stuff, which is something that you guys also got to keep in mind, because going from a food trailer to a standalone business or whatever, it's a whole different deal, guys, because now you were catering on the weekends to all your guests. Now you're catering every single day, and now you got responsibilities every single day, and you got overhead every single day because you got a restaurant open. So, you know, that's definitely something we got to get into later. Is it worth it to open a restaurant from a food trailer? You know, because there's a lot of things that you really do got to be careful. You know, especially like us, like, you know, when we were trying to open another spot. Now we're going through a lawsuit. You know, and all that, and that stuff could really damage you.
Yeah,
It
for
could damage
sure.
your whole business, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that we are going to bring you back actually to speak about that, because I myself, I'm in a certain situation with my contract, with where I'm
Yes.
at, and it's all not just, beautiful, perfect scenarios. It
Oh.
is legal lawsuits, financial issues. It's stuff that some people that may be viewing have no idea.
Yeah, what can come with all of this?
Man, and it's stuff that just keeps you up all night, man.
Yes.
And so that's definitely something that I do want to talk to you about, because it's stuff I'm trying to ask you stupid questions, bro. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to see where you are at, where I am at, see how we can work things out and just grow and learn so that we can learn from these mistakes and help people not fall under those mistakes. So
Yes.
we may just have to leave that for next time. But just remember, do always read that fine print. Because, man, if you don't, and if you sign something and you did not read that fine print, whew, you are in for
It'll
some
come back and
trouble.
bite you in the
For
ass,
sure. Yeah, so if you're going to get a lease, a contract, make sure that you either ask for some help, translate it, Google Translate, I don't know, but make sure that you really consider every single little aspect before you move forward with that. Bro, with all this said, do you sleep, bro? How many hours a night do you think
I
that
do
you
not
sleep?
sleep. Actually, that's actually where all my ideas come from, in the middle of the night.
Gosh, dude, like this is something that I hear podcasts and they're talking about, oh, you need to get 8 to 9 hours to sleep. I'm like, what the hell? From de donde? I'm like, I can barely put in 4 or 5 hours, and
Yeah,
it
no hay
kills me,
tiempo.
bro. And
Tiempo.
I'm hearing Kevin Hart the other day, how he also kind of drives on like 5-6 hours to sleep, and that's me. Like, I wake up, I go to sleep at 1 in the morning because of work. I wake up at 6:30, whatever, and if I can put in 5 hours of sleep, boom, like I'm driving all day in chinga.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get home at midnight or 1, I'm dead.
Yeah.
But
you gotta say you're okay with those 5 hours of
bro,
sleep
I'm
that you
good.
got, right?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I just get scared because either my lady or someone like tells me, oh man, like al rato cuando estés viejito. I mean, she says that I'm already viejito. She's like, oh, like it's gonna affect you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, well, right now there's no choice, dude. I have no choice. I can't go to sleep earlier. But to be honest, bro, like I wake up and I'm going boom, 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 and I feel good, to be honest,
Yeah, that's something I find that we all have in common, all of us entrepreneurs, is that we're okay with sleeping a little bit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And everybody is so worried about us not being able to sleep or whatever. But I think that's just how our mind works.
Do you ever take any kind of secret power naps in your truck, like behind the shop or anywhere, or no? Because I know.
I try.
Because when
Yes.
I get to my restaurant, sometimes I park at the back and I'm like, all right, like let me kick back, let me try and get like a quick 5-10 minute power nap. I never can.
Yeah,
And
never
ya me
can.
levanto worse. I'm like, oh, like I feel
Yeah,
worse.
because your mind is always racing.
Yeah, bro, I
You
just can't, man.
Something that's nonstop.
For sure. Do you think that as an entrepreneur now, do you have more or less free time?
More or less free time.
Yeah. Like, do you?
Como dicen, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to work a 9 to 5, so I started my own business. Now I work every goddamn
Dude,
day.
I have a video of
No.
that I did of that, and it cracks me up. Like, I did not want to work a 9 to 5, and now look at me, I'm freaking working 24/7.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you're
that's
gonna be
how it
working
is.
24/7, but if you're enjoying what the business that you created, then it's not gonna feel that way. You know
For sure,
what I'm saying? It's
for
not gonna
sure.
feel that way. You're just gonna have fun. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, for sure. But again, you're still gonna have to sacrifice a lot of things. And
Yes.
if you are okay with that, then then go through with it. I think with that said, we're going to find a stopping point here.
Yes.
And I just want to finish up with these closing remarks here. So I just want you and everyone to remember that as an entrepreneur, you're not in charge. You are actually just responsible of those in your charge, like we're
Yes.
responsible for everyone else underneath us, some people are meant to be in a position of management, like an executive or manager somewhere, and just receive a salary, and that's fine. Like I always tell people, if that's what you want to do, go for it. If school is for you, go for it. But school is not for everyone. A job is not for everyone. A business is not for everyone.
No, definitely not.
So you have to determine where you are at, So again, if that's fine, a job, it's less stress, it's more security, you have a check coming in every week, every 2 weeks, and that's fine, But there are other crazy people, like you and I, who just have a calling, we have a different path in our destiny. But as we can see, being an entrepreneur does not mean just being the boss, of a company. There's so much more to it. I mean, there's zero tranquility, brutal sacrifices, family, friends, social life. You're going to have to say goodbye to all of that stuff. Starting up a project will require you to eat, sleep, and feed that business, and just keep it on a repeat until it can finally walk on its own.
Yes.
And that's just a brutal path. So, and if all of this motivates you to move forward, and if you aspire for greatness, then do it. Just like I said in the beginning, just go for it, just do it. And this cannot be the year of talking and wishing and wanting. This has to be the year of just getting it done.
Yep.
I started with that, and I want to end with that. There's a lot of people that send me messages, hey, like, how can I do this? ¿Cómo le puedo hacer? Just chipum, aviéntate, just do it. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Okay, so I really appreciate you being here today. It's been an honor. I hope that we can see you again. I wish you the best of luck, brother, and we'll definitely be in contact. For everyone else out there, I hope that this served as motivation, that people out there can learn and acquire something from this. And every week we have something going on, and we have other great guests lined up. And follow us on our social media. You want to give them your social media?
Follow us at Naughty Tacos on TikTok, on Instagram. Feel free to DM me, and I'll help you guys out with whatever I can. But yeah, stay on our social media so you guys will see what we're going to pop up next as well.
Yeah, La Casa de las Flores AZ. You and I, we both control our social media. We do have people that also do help us out. But if you guys message us with questions, we're more than welcome to help you out and respond at the best that we can. And again, don't be afraid to ask stupid questions. We're here to help you out if we are able to, And so, stay tuned. Tomorrow night, Friday, February 16th, or what's today? Yeah, tomorrow night, Friday, we have Cumbia night at El Patio over at La Casa de las Flores. So please, if you want to come out and have some great fun and dance and eat some late night food with us, have some of our delicious cocktails and drinks, come on. You guys can come on and eat some late dinner, and then in our restaurant. Then after that, go into El Patio, follow us and check us out either on Facebook, on Instagram, and see what I'm talking about. But we have a beautiful venue that we've been building for you guys, so you guys can go out and have fun, especially if you're in the East Valley. So again, we have Cumbia night with Grupo Yemae live tomorrow night, Friday. So go ahead and join us. Octavio, man.
Hey, thank you.
Respect, man. It's been a pleasure, and we will definitely be in contact.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank you.
Ciao. Peace out, guys.